Alright, good morning everybody. Today we have some new vaults to open and yeah, first vault video of the season. I haven't really been recording the others. The downside of opening vaults here in the EU is that it's currently 8 in the morning. You know, as you can hear a bit on my voice, it's not fully awake yet. But I did learn very late last week that you can do a very easy amount of delve vaults for 616 gear on your vaults, spamming Sekvir's Lair down in Ashkehet. So that is what I did with my Tuesday night. I did, not really sure, 20-25 Sekvir's Vault or something on different alts in order to get them some good alternatives in their vaults. So while there is not a lot of raid or Mythic Plus vaults, there's going to be a pretty nice amount of delve vaults across all of my 6 characters. I have been going to my sponsored meetings and I have been, staying away from doing too much alting this time around. I usually am a pretty big altaholic, but it's something that I don't really have time for this time around. And yeah, on one way, I really hate that delve vaults are equal to a +7 because they are so vastly different in terms of how much you have to commit to them, how hard they are, and the level of challenge. Then again, for my alts, it's kind of lovely that they can get some pretty good gear. So this guy was meant to be preservation, but I don't think I will be doing a lot of healing. So let's see how it is for the vault. I can see here that we did get a tier, which is an eye level upgrade, but it's also a veteran track piece, so we're gonna stay away from that if we can. And we did get tier. Okay. Let's see. So we are not using this item, right? Since we already have 616 legs. I think it's a pretty easy choice. While this will be higher eye level, this would already be tier. So yeah, that's not too much of a question on that one, I think. It's kind of nice, like I always end up playing a bit more of my alt a couple of months into the season. I kind of want to try something new. Maybe I want to, mess around and see what my main will be for the next season. And having these characters just been doing some delve alts, and if I use some rune crests, they will end up being roughly 618, 619 in most slots. So kind of feel that's a great way to just have them passively gear up during the season. Let's see. I guess now we have 2-piece. Disintegrate damage increased by 6% and pyre damage increased by 6%. Yeah, I mean, that's not nothing. That's a lot of my damage coming from those 2 abilities. So, and then we do have the monk. This was supposed to be Mistweaver, but playing Mistweaver in Delves is a little bit of a miserable experience. So this far, I have never played Mistweaver. I do have Mistweaver gear because I have had that as my loot specialization. But in the end, I usually just play Brewmaster in Delves, so I'm not really sure if I don't really have any plans to play Mistweaver as of current. It's a really fun spec. I really enjoy it. I played it from season 2 in Dragonflight. I played a lot of Mistweaver, especially season 3 and 4. But yeah, I think we're just gonna open this as Brewmaster. I already sort of decided this yesterday. So since I won't be playing it, it's better to just get the gear so I can do the Delves here. Oh, another T-Pierce and also quite a hefty item level upgrade. And yeah, I mean that's also a very easy no choice question. We will take the one that is 616 and tier. I have redone my UI in the last week or so because I've been struggling with a lot with performance in Raid. So currently, I don't have an add-on that tells me what eye level my different pieces, and this is annoying the crap out of me. If you have something that's not Deya character stats, because I do believe that might have been a little bit of a problem for me, feel free to recommend me something in the comments. So that is, there's a lot of crafted pieces here, stuff that I won't be able to upgrade into tier. I guess we will have to spam some more delves, so we can get some items to upgrade. Or maybe yes not. Why can't I use? Do you have some sort of personal agreement contract with that player?
Deals for a friend of the Grummels, like you.
We shouldn't sell our Mistweaver stuff though.
Farewell, friend of the Grummels.
I hope I sold the right item. Yeah, doesn't really matter on that character. So I'm thinking that I'm gonna open these from least important to most important. I'm a person that always likes to end with you always save some gravy for the last bite of the meal, right? Like you don't want to have the last bite be just like peace. I mean, it depends on what piece it is. I would love some world peace, but the green little round balls called peace, that's not how you want to end up your meal. So we're gonna save some gravy for last. My priest is, of course, doing sacred walls and stuff as shadow, but this one I would actually love to play some discipline on. I haven't looked into how the trinkets work this time around when it comes to healing versus damage. I guess we probably wouldn't mind a sack brood as discipline, right? I wonder if I can loot sack brood as holy. Actually, that is probably the only one that I actually care about. Where the heck do I find dungeons? Yeah, here it is. Dungeon sack brood is from Arakara, right? It's from one of these bosses there. All specs. Shadow, we can loot it on. We can loot it as holy. Okay, doesn't really matter. So we're gonna be set to holy. I really don't like that they nerfed, damage trinkets for heals. Also, why do I care? I only delves on this. I can't get a sack brood in my delve vault. Oh well. So we could go for a waste. Waste is a very highly likelihood that that's a good crafted piece. Haste verse do not look like super nice stats for at least verse heavy for discipline. What do discipline usually play with? They usually like haste, a lot of haste. I guess verse is not a bad stat for them, right? Because they usually don't go for mastery, because mastery doesn't increase the damage. Yeah, I guess not too bad of a ring. This crit mastery though, we will go for the ring. It's considering the price of sockets, like I'm not a poor man, but I am a cheap man. So the price of sockets are absolutely ridiculous, and getting a free one, that's totally okay with me. What do we switch out? Crit haste versus verse mastery. Yeah, we don't like verse mastery. It always feels bad switching out 10 eye levels. Should I just go for eye level on this one? Stamina, yeah. I think stamina is just important on this type of level. Also, if I ever want to pug, eye level is just important to get invited. So, who do we have left? We also have my Blood AK. My Blood AK has been pretty fun. It was supposed to be Frost. I'm really bad. Like, I should just learn by now that if I ever decide that the character is going to play one spec, they will always end up playing something else. Honestly, though, this character being Blood is not really my fault. People were lacking tanks for lower keys, and they kept bugging me about it, so then I needed to supply them with a tank. And I have been a tank main since Legion, basically, so that's what I did. But Frost is looking really spicy, so I did not personally like that it ended up being the breath build again. I'm not a big fan of breath. If I would ever main Frost DK, maybe, you know, but like as an alt, I do not have the rotation down for that to usually work out too well. So the question then is, do we open this as blood and hope that I get a two-hander in the vault? Or do I go and do... At some point, you know, I can just craft myself a two-hander. That's not too bad. It's a lot easier to get boosted on this if it's a DPS. Then again, I will probably not. Nah, you know what? Unholy. Then we can get one of each. Actually, can't you get two-handed as Frost? You can, right? Let's open it as Frost. There are some weird tank trinkets from Dells that I would not like to see. Okay, we can see a ring here. Crit versus crit, at least in Dragonflight was a good stat, you know, a lot of parry. We do have nice boots that we cannot catalyze because boots is not a tier slot. We also already have 610 boots apparently. And we did get a 616 one-hander. I think that now crit mastery as well. I guess this character is Frost now. That's just how it goes. Here I'm sad Mr. West there in the channel. I can just see him wanting to spend his money getting that waste recrafted. I could help him with that, but no. Sorry, Mr. Rogue, we are doing vault videos. Okay, so Totem Halt is my main. However, I have been enjoying raiding on Paladin, so I actually think these have two equal vaults. Paladin is one that will open a raid vault, so I guess we will open Totem Halt first. I feel like I feel very casual this time around. I've been usually I push some keys. I do enjoy doing keys, but the incentive to push keys has been lower this season. I feel the requirement to get up to, you know, 10s for a Mythrack item and 9s to get the Gilded Crest has been... It's a little bit rough for people who are not super committing to one character. I could have done that if I wanted to. I could easily have done a 10 last week, but then I need to fix my IO, get invited into groups. It was too much effort. I did other stuff instead. So for this, I am resto spec, but there is always healers around every time I want to play. I have, however, not played too much of Elemental, so we're just gonna open this as Elemental. It doesn't really matter. It's the same loot pool, I guess. So this looks sad. I can already see. I mean, 3 trinkets is usually not a sad part, but I do have 2 out of the top 4 trinkets. So trinkets is not something that's really super beneficial for me right now. This could be an upgrade, a long term at least, if I just use the catalyze on it. I have crafted bracers, so that's a little bit sad. And my cloak is, I mean, crit versus is my best as resto, so that's not nothing. Then the question is, this is a veteran trek item. In order for this to be good, I would need to have a new catalyst charge, which I will get next week, so not too bad. Then again, a cloak is also kind of nice. It's just, you know, eye level on that one, so I wouldn't be able to use this for another week since I don't have a catalyst charge. This is a tricky vault actually. These trinkets I don't really see myself using in any situation, I think. Mastery, nope. I'm gonna sim this vault, just see if anything here is outstanding in terms of damage for elemental. But yeah, that was I do not have super good gear, and I guess that vault wasn't super good either. It's those myth track items that are pretty locked away, and I'm also suspecting that I might not get too many myth track items this week around, because now it's tyrannical, so it's going to be even trickier to do those 9 and 10 keys. I usually find it easier early season to do stuff on fortified, because then you only need good damage. They don't need to actually know mechanics. That always makes it easier for damage. They can just sug. Alright, so Paladin have 2 heroic raid slots, 1 normal raid, and 3 vault, or delve, I guess. Delve slots. So, let's see. Okay. I do see a tier, so that's... Oh, of course it's the tier that I have. And, I could catalyst something. 610, this is just gonna cost a lot of crest to upgrade, so, that's... 4 item levels, that's not great. It's also not stats that I like. We do have bad rings, but again, it's not a lot of stats, or not a lot of eye level. We do not like mastery, so my plan going into this week on this character is that I do have 2 enchanted runed crests, and I also have runed for another one. And I do have 3 sparks, because this was supposed to be an alt, but I just have been having a lot of fun doing raids on it. So I can craft whatever I like. Does this mean then that we're taking 10 item levels on gloves with the aim to catalyze them? It might be that this character actually has a charge left. I did get a little bit lucky when it came to charge on this one, and also vault. So might be that I haven't used up all of my charges. No, that was not the case. I guess we did misremember. We will get a new charge in a week, so it's not too big of a deal, I guess. Because what I'm thinking is, what did we have? We have basically meh boots, meh ring, or gloves. Or I guess a pretty high item level upgrade when it comes to neck. But mastery is not one of the stats that I necessarily are super into. And it's not, I guess for raid it's not such a bad stat. Let's see.
Hello everybody.
And we open straight into Dreadnought's weekly vault video. We will take a look at the wingsup.com, and we will look at stat. So raid stat, the priority is actually int haste into mastery. That would mean that this is actually a great neck for raid healing, and raid healing is what I do on this character. So that means that I don't have to upgrade that one. I could craft myself a cloak, that is a possibility. I could craft myself bracers, because they are veteran. I do have leech on them though. Belt is a possibility. I could craft myself boots. This is already hero track, so I'm not gonna craft this one. It has avoidance on it as well, but I could craft myself, like I can craft 3 items, right? So what I would be able to do is I could switch out this ring that has crit verse, which are not... Those are my 2 least favorite stats when it comes to raiding. So I could craft myself a crit verse ring. I could craft myself either a belt or a cloak. and a shield. Yeah, that's the head is not spinning too quickly here in the morning, so but we're gonna go for that ink in the locket. I sort of wish that this character had a nice possibility of. I wish I had more time to commit to mythic raiding. It would be incredibly fun to heal mythic raids this time around, but yeah, haven't really committed to it. Don't really have a guild and stuff for it either, so or a team, I guess. That's a tricky part with mythic raiding. I would love if you could do it a bit more non-committal, but currently it's a bit tricky to kind of find the time to always be there a couple of times a week. Anyway, thank you for watching my early in the morning Walter rambling video from the Delve main, I guess. Mole people out.